Hi, guys.
What?
Nothing.
What's with, I'm like really confused on what's happening right now.
Nothing's happening. We're just recording a podcast.
Why, we said
That's
hi,
about
guys,
it.
and everybody started laughing.
Because it was super funny.
Because
Well-
like I am, and I'm a guy.
Well, welcome to a pilot podcast.
A pilot podcast.
Wow, Cody, you didn't need to interrupt me. God.
We were so close. So close to not having that joke.
And you might notice Cody is actually in the studio today. Woo, woo.
Howdy.
Yeah, so we are a pilot podcast. We talk about pilots of TV shows, help you decide if they're worth watching. Sometimes we have spoilers, sometimes we don't. Today we're talking about
Freaks and Geeks.
Freaks and Geeks and
Code Lyoko.
She had no idea when we started. She was like,
I was like, fuck.
She was like, oh, we watched that?
I'm Franny.
I'm Cody /CL.
Ooh.
Logan.
All right, great. Glad
He's
we got
here.
to it.
We got it.
One time I had a band. Wait, which one are we starting with? I was ready to start actually
One
podcast.
time I had a band.
One time I had a band.
Which one were you about to start saying? Code Lyoko or Freaks and Geeks?
I will not give the answer.
No, we need to know.
I won't answer.
I think we should talk about Freaks and Geeks first.
Okay, let's do that.
Cool.
One time I was in a band.
No. Wrong one.
Oh.
I think we should talk
let's
about
switch,
Code
let's switch.
No, it's
Lyoko.
Freaks and Geeks.
Code
Freaks and Geeks.
Lyoko.
No, I'm so much more hyped for Freaks and Geeks, though.
Code Lyoko.
Can we just restart this whole intro?
Never.
This is the worst introduction to a podcast ever.
Is it really?
I don't think it is.
So bad.
I think it's great.
It's part of our charm.
We have that?
Why don't you explain? Did you already explain what this podcast is?
Yeah, I did.
Can you explain it to me? Because I have no idea.
We're gonna go ahead and start with Freaks and Geeks.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Okay, so Freaks and Geeks. You guys want me to start?
Cody was probably gonna read the wiki.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even have it pulled up, so
Yeah.
you're ahead of me.
So go ahead and do the
If you want
wiki.
to talk about Freaks and Geeks for a second.
Yeah,
while he
Okay,
does
so
that.
Freaks and Geeks is kind of like the introduction of Judd Apatow into like the film
Yeah.
television universe.
Right.
And you have all of his best markings in this show. Like everything you like about a Judd Apatow movie is in this, and everything you hate about them is not there. And the reason why is because he was corrupted by Hollywood over time and has slowly been turning into a hack. But this like really shows like him as an artist. Anyway, go ahead and talk about the Wikipedia now that I've dispersed the name of Judd Apatow at the top.
Freaks and Geeks is an American teen comedy drama television series created by Paul Feig and executive produced by Judd Apatow that aired on NBC during the 1999 to 2000 television season. The show is set during suburban high school in Detroit during the 1980 to 1981. The theme reflects the sad, hilarious unfairness of teen life. With little success when it first aired due to the erratic episode schedule and conflicts between the creators and NBC, the series was canceled after airing 12 out of 18 episodes. The series became a cult classic, and a Judd Apatow continued to show legacy by incorporating the actors in future productions.
Yeah, I mean, this was the start of like huge acting careers, right?
We got Seth Rogen,
Yeah.
James Franco, Jason Segel, Linda Cardinelli. We have... There's one more.
Busy Phillips.
Martin Starr.
I
Who
was
went
thinking
on
of Busy Phillips.
But Martin Starr's a big one too, because he's like in all the Spider-Man movies and stuff, and he's always in Judd Apatow projects. He's like the teacher from Spider-Man. I don't know if you guys knew that, but
Sam Levine too. I feel like he's on
oh,
a
Sam
lot.
Levine, dude, he's in every. That fucker's in Inglourious Bastards. That
Sam
dude's in
Levine.
everything.
He was in Sydney White with Amanda Bynes.
Cody. This is sometimes I'm glad we don't review
Didn't you
movies.
say
'Cause I feel
that-
like these would be the suggestions we get.
Didn't you say that John Francis Daly is in a lot too?
No, not at all.
Oh,
He's kind of the guy. Well, he did like Bones, and I
Oh.
think he's directing now.
gotcha.
He was
So
one of
he's
the
like
guys
the
on
one that
Bones.
didn't really.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was also
Pretty
in.
much the only main character that
he was
didn't really
in.
do anything.
He was in that Clerks copy, the one that dude that just copied Clerks. Waiting. He was in
Oh.
Waiting. He played the new guy. Anyway, and so on.
I mean,
no,
I love the show. I've definitely seen every episode.
this show definitely incorporates something that Judd Apatow later does, where he involves a lot of real life drama and real life like sadness into all of his comedy. This had one of the first like trans storylines I can think of in the sense of being in a comedy but being treated seriously. This had the seriousness with like the disabled person, and it always infuses some level of like actual sadness because I mean obviously the character is going through a lot with what happened with her and her grandmother. So the show reflects that by it being like a lot of comedy, but also a lot of it being very fucking real.
Yeah.
I mean, Seth Rogen dates a transvestite in this show, and like that for a while became a meme, but it's also like kind of fucking woke for the time.
I entirely forget what happens. What do you? Oh, are we gonna have? I mean, we kind of went into spoilers in a way.
This show is like in the public consciousness, but it doesn't really have an ending because the show ended.
Yeah,
I
mean, I feel like
there's not much to spoil.
Exactly. Yeah,
things just happen, and it's like things that were like are the storylines now when people talk about Freaks and Geeks. It's more of like people make news stories out of it now because there's so many big like celebrities back then. Like just recently, the whole Seth Rogen arc came up where he was like dating the trans chick, and it's like that show's like really culturally relevant outside of it being a series, but just for moments in the show, like when Martin or whatever his face drinks beer and stuff.
Yeah,
it's like in the public consciousness, like how Degrassi is. Like you can't really spoil Degrassi because everybody knows the individual things that happen.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's like, it's not Breaking Bad or anything.
No, definitely.
But if you want, we can rewind all that back. But it's cool.
No, I mean this show is very low stakes. It's not supposed to be. It's like a
nothing surprises you.
It's just a little teen drama sitcom
with awesome aesthetic and characters.
Yeah. I literally copied my whole style from Linda Carlini, and
that's why we're together
in the show. I definitely
I'm just a real life Jason Segel too.
Right?
So
I definitely found the show like in high school and just watched all of it again and again. I don't remember a single episode besides the second episode because Logan and I watched it again recently. But I'd say that second episode is amazing.
Second episode of the show is amazing for sure.
Cody, how much of the show have you seen? Have you even heard of have you heard of it? What's your feelings about the show?
This was my first time watching
it.
It's definitely of the time.
Yeah, it's definitely 90 or 99.
Yeah, it's definitely back then. It's one of those shows that's super weird because it's a time machine and you can look back and be like, oh, I know these people from various other projects and this is like where their origin story. So it's kind of like watching a Superman and Batman movie.
Yeah, right.
But,
you can see like their archetypes too, like as characters, like they always get kind of typecasted as their characters from this.
And you can
I
also
feel like.
see how aggressively untalented they were at acting at the time. Like you really see like
Seth
all the
Rogen
cracks.
is bad in this.
Dude, Seth Rogen's bad, but all of them are bad. There's moments with James Franco where I'm like, is this really him talking or is something happening to him?
That opening scene where he's under the bleachers, I was like, wow.
Oh, dude.
At least it shows improvement. It shows improvement.
No. I mean, they were fresh, man. I mean, I think Seth Rogen had done Donnie Darko and that's it. And then James Franco was pretty fresh. Jason Segel was super fresh. It was all new people. Like they weren't talented at all yet.
Yeah, definitely. You can tell.
Man, it's crazy though. Wait, what were we saying?
So this was your first time watching it. Yeah. Had you like heard about it prior?
Oh, definitely. I mean, so another big thing is that the high school that they go to in this movie is in this movie.
Yep.
What's happening
in the show?
In this show is William McKinley High School, and so you can tell like Glee took a lot from this.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so a lot of it's like fairly reminiscent. And yes, of course, I've like heard of this show. I know what the show is, but I've never actually seen the show. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like
everybody's heard of it.
Then yeah, I don't know. It's like if you haven't watched it, you're probably not going to by now.
Scott Pilgrim. It's a Scott Pilgrim of shows.
I definitely see that.
I don't know. And it also is very reminiscent to me of like, you can tell Glee pulled a lot from this.
100%, yeah.
Just based on like the topics that they cover and.
But did you like it?
Define like.
You really didn't like it?
I liked it, but it was kind of like so cringy to the point that I was like, I don't want to watch any more of this.
That's so funny.
That's
I think
so
I just
crazy,
have like
dude.
such sweet nostalgia.
I was so sure you were gonna love it because
really?
it's so slice of life, and
really?
but it's also like not really It's not like
and it's like a good girl, like going, like, you know,
a little
like
bad. Like she's a little naughty.
Because that's my
naughty.
demographic.
That literally is your demo.
You're a good
Don't
girl
play.
gone bad.
Don't play, dude. Shh.
You're a good
Taylor
girl
can't
with
come
an
to the
edge.
fucking phone right now.
Listen, I don't know what you're talking about.
But anyway,
That was something so funny to me. It was like, her whole entire storyline is how she doesn't want to be a mathlete, and it's like, dude, in my high school, mathletes got fucked. like the smart kids got slammed. They like the dumb kids are who.
because you guys went to a nice school, so if they have money and have a good brain, they're gonna be really rich.
Yeah, you
Even
went
the
to
Uggos
a
got it.
backwards small town, super wealthy.
100%.
So yeah,
it sucks.
things
there.
didn't work like they do everywhere else there.
I went there. I've seen it there. It sucks there. I hate
I've
it.
been to said school.
I hate all the white people with their dogs.
Leaving was the
I
best
love
thing
the
I've ever
dogs.
did.
Even the dogs are kind of stuck up to me. It's like, I know you're worth more than me. I get it.
Oh yeah,
Stop.
you definitely get the
Like that
$10,000
golden retriever's
dog.
all beautiful, and you're like, you have everything.
But everyone
Fuck
knows
you.
Everyone knows my Burberry collar is worth more than your car. Okay.
God.
Stop.
But no, it's it's definitely funny to me of like what is considered like bad in this time period. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
They're like, "Ooh, you're smoking the weed." Like, do you know my friend who smoked weed? He died.
I love the dad.
That
I
dad's
find that crap
amazing.
so funny.
That's like intentionally funny. Like they knew that shit was ridiculous back then.
God, do we go over what happened in the pilot? I mean,
That's a fucking soundbite, dude. I'm taking that.
no, I just meant like it's so like just what you think happens in the pilot. This girl played by Linda Cardellini, her name is Lindsay, and she's basically, she doesn't want to be a mathlete. She started hanging out with Daniel, played by James Franco, and his group of delinquents. She is being forced by her dad to go to a school dance that she doesn't want to go to because none of her friends think it's cool, and her and Jason Segel's character start a romance, kind of.
Which upsets me.
You see, Franny, you just missed something very big.
What?
Okay, the show's called Freaks and Geeks.
Oh yeah, that's
You
a
didn't
good
mention
point.
anything
I didn't
about
mention
the
any
other
about
plot
that.
line. The whole
Yeah.
point of the show is that it's two congruent plot lines crossing.
There are.
The Geeks as well, which is
Yeah,
the little
so-
brother of Lindsay and his two friends.
They're the Geeks.
facing high school puberty and all the above together.
Right.
Yeah, and her group of friends, the Freaks, facing the same things. They're just a little older. It's like what they're like, probably juniors, and he's probably like a freshman.
No, they're juniors and he's freshman. You nailed it. I thought you said something else for a second.
No.
Gosh. Woo! Oh goodness.
Playing the feud.
I mean, kind of. What I find really funny is how overtly sexual the school bully is to her little brother. He's like,
Dude, I know.
Yeah,
he's
as
like,
hell.
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna
I'm
your
gonna kill you.
pants.
It's like you like Bill Murray. That's like gay.
You know why?
God.
Just right on my butt. He really is like Big Ed from the 90 Day Fiance, the no neck guy. No neck Ed. He really has the no neck Ed energy where he's like, I'm just gonna you're scrumptious and I'm just gonna beat you down. Like very creepily sexually harassing this young man.
Literally.
And then
Literally.
then has an orgy with his friends when he's not around.
God.
I will say the casting was on point.
Dude,
like
right?
his
Best casting
friends were
ever.
like dweebs.
The best the whole show is amazingly fucking
So
cast. It's like we don't have anybody who can act, so we need people to just be themselves. Everyone. And Seth Rogen, you know he's that creepy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. I think one of my comments in my notes is why has Seth Rogen always been disliked?
Seth Rogen is he is perfect, but he's
Actually,
bad.
women are obsessed with him now.
Especially now. I've always found him attractive, but now I drink his bathwater 100%.
Well, we'll go on Etsy and see if we can find that. But
Did you watch Green Hornet? Like, he's annoying and a rapist in the show, and not in the movie, not in real life. But I'm just saying, he's not. He can't play off like they tried to have him do the whole handsome male lead thing, and it just came off like he was rapey.
It didn't work. It didn't work. I will say Jason Segel.
We'll include that in the thumbnail. Send it to yourself.
I will say that Jason Segel looks the same.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks the exact same.
Is it me or am I literally Jason Segel though? Like, am I
You
not
are.
the same person?
You're a little too like Donnie Darko.
What do you mean?
You're a
Are you
little
saying
too
I'm
edgy.
Seth Rogen, because Seth Rogen was in Donnie Darko.
No, I just mean like you're a little bit more hard edge than I would say.
Like, he's just a darling, you know?
Yeah,
Did Cody just call me hard edge? I love it. I feel vindicated.
Have you seen Where You Grow Up?
Stop it.
But no, I think that the casting was on point because Seth Rogen, it was like, wow, I really don't like your character, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then Jason Segel is like, oh, buddy. I don't know.
And
I don't know.
I love the opening intro with Bad Reputation. I feel like that's iconic. The like school picture.
Joan Jett's amazing. So good. It was so good.
Maybe I just wanted to be Jason Segel so bad because Franny's Lindsay.
Yeah.
But I just really wanted to be Jason Segel.
I am Lindsay. I'm a good girl gone bad.
Is it just me or I thought Lindsay and James Franco.
There's like a bit of a thing.
That was the vibe I got.
I feel like it was never like officially she was one way or the other, but I think her and
Is it Blondie?
Jason's character got together like early on. I feel like if the show would have continued, they would have swapped.
See, because I felt like the Jason Segel thing came out of nowhere. I felt like, yeah, he was super flirty, but I don't feel like I saw that from her side.
I think it's just because the other dude was single, or the other dude wasn't single. You know, like that played into it.
Huh.
Yeah, him and Busy
Because
Phil.
the second episode, when James Franco's character breaks up with what's her face, Lindsay starts trying to go after James Franco.
Oh.
Is that not? I mean, they had the party and everything. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's literally the second episode.
Interesting. Can we talk about the most problematic line on the show?
What?
I guarantee you
There's
haven't
probably
heard
a lot.
What are you?
I'm about to give you one way worse, so go ahead.
What are you on your period?
I used to have a dick, okay? No big deal. I used to have a dick, okay?
that's
No
also
big
pretty
deal.
bad.
Who is the
It's also
character
pretty
that's
bad.
the transvestite?
She's not introduced yet.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I don't know that.
No,
I haven't seen it.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying whatever you were gonna say was never gonna be as bad as that.
Well, in the pilot, that's bad.
Yeah,
that's
but-
real bad.
But you know, it's the time period.
It's 99.
I think it's kind of. I think it's kind of tongue in cheek, even with it back then. Like I feel like even the worst things said weren't like meant to be taken literally.
I love the fashion. Like, I love the wardrobe. I love how, like, it literally did happen in 99. It's not a show that's trying to look like the 90s, but
Yeah.
it almost, like, I feel like watching it on 4K TV makes it feel like it's a show that's trying to look like it's in the 90s.
The pilot's
so.
in a different aspect ratio than the rest of the show.
Wow.
Is it
really?
really?
Because the pilot was made for like a test screener, so they made it cheaper. And they never reproduced it. And then the second, if you go to the next episode, it's in like full screen, like it takes the whole screen.
Oh,
But it's in like the box screen when it's the pilot. It's super weird. There's black bars on the sides.
interesting. Okay, here's something I want to know about the show.
What?
Okay, so Sam, the little brother,
Yeah.
has a crush on this like hot ass cheerleader.
Yeah.
Does he get that? Like, what?
I think he
happens?
does.
Actually, I think doesn't James Franco's character like fuck her or something?
The like younger
Yeah, I
cheerleader?
think so. I might be wrong.
Maybe.
I think he like says like, "Oh, isn't she fucking hot?" And it's like, I'm not kidding.
It's made worse by the fact that James Franco looks like a full-grown adult, and the like younger group of, I feel like the older group of kids, the freaks, they look not like high schoolers. They look like
They look like
adults.
college
no, they
age.
definitely look like they all work at the
Yeah.
same gas station.
But
Yeah,
like the
agreed.
geeks, the younger group of kids are actually cast appropriately, so they look super young in comparison.
And I feel like they look like 7th and 8th grade.
yeah,
Even. Like it's
they look like
it's jarring.
almost too young to play like freshmen.
yeah, definitely.
But to be honest with you, that is what freshmen
I
look
know.
like. It just feels like they don't look like that because we used to be freshmen.
And now we're just
And when we went to
adults.
high school, we felt so big, but in reality, we were small shugs.
It may
You
have
know?
just been because I grew up like in a rich neighborhood, so we just had like growth hormones on our meat. I don't
Yeah.
know. Everyone was super tall in 9th grade.
Everybody's like, "Oh my god, last night I got armpit hair." What happened? Mom made me eat the mac and cheese.
Everyone just had money to look how they wanted to look.
We're coming for you, Chloe.
God.
Oh goodness.
This movie definitely made me want
This
to
show.
or this show. God, when I was,
I swear to God, if you guys call it a movie one more time.
So this movie,
I think I even watched it in like middle school or something, like super young, but it made me want to like be a high school stoner.
So
It's really Kevin Smith like in the way it's shot too. Like it's shot so indie,
Right.
and I don't know. It's just like the aesthetic of the show is just so pleasing to me, and it remembers me of a different time, and it gives me like those nostalgia feels, but not in the way that it feels cheap. Like you just wish there was more shows current like this.
Yeah. I want to know what it is about Linda's character that really drew you in, Franny, that you were like, I'm going to buy.
I thought you were asking me because she drew me in too.
No.
I just love her. I don't know. I think I
Her
felt
big boobs.
God. I just really felt her vibe. I was like
I
a
wanted
little
to be her vibe.
good kid that, you know, probably could have been a math lead or something like that. And then I chose entirely not that path.
I mean, yeah, similar.
And you started like hanging out with a
Hanging
dude who
out
was
with
hard
the-
edge
yeah,
and everything.
hanging
You're like,
out
I
with the
like this
group.
guy.
Should I
Group of
take
kids I
back
probably
calling you
shouldn't
hard
have.
edge? Are you changed now?
Was I the bad kid?
No.
I feel like I might have been a
Was
little.
he
On the surface, I
bad
was.
boy?
Yeah.
People thought like, "Holy shit, that guy's killed people!" Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but they didn't
That's
know
definitely
that
something that drew me in.
I was a soy boy. Like, absolutely. Like,
I know.
I know.
You're my little soy boy.
She was like, "Oh my god, he's so cool." But she sent a picture of me to her friend. And
No, stop. Yeah, no. Logan had no story to tell you. Sorry, I had to pause. I had to shut that shit down. There was no story there. Anywho,
So freaks and just kidding. Like all beaten up. No, so freaks and geeks. I feel like the character, like when you're watching the show again after you haven't for a long time, all the characters are just so iconic to you now.
yes, and
Like-
and they're just like remade and everything too.
Yeah, and it's like the way, like even like the coach of the fucking football team or whatever, like there's so minimal things involving him, mainly with like the nerds and stuff, but you're like, holy shit, I remember that football coach. Like that's something he
Right?
literally said. Or when you're looking at like the teachers, it's like everything's just so iconic to you now, and it's because in the show they really make these characters super rich with like a lot of individualism and backstory. Like that guidance counselor is such a fucking character. You know what I mean?
First of all, I hate every teacher who wants you to call them by their first name.
I know.
That's the worst thing. And second of all, if I had a coach who was like telling me to put my mascara away, I'd shove it up his butt like he likes it at home and tell him to shut up. Like it's I think that was the part that triggered me so hard.
Well, this is definitely like you're definitely speaking from the perspective of 20 years later.
I know. And I'm
Yeah.
like, now knowing that none of that would fly, even like the bully, if that bully was like, I'm going to kill you,
Yeah.
I'd be
Everybody
like,
would be quit trying to fuck him.
I know.
I feel like you can really see a lot of what Glee took too, and like
Yeah.
the characters.
100%. Like they had Becky Jackson,
Yeah.
and then they've had a trans storyline. They've had
The coach. The coach
The
feels
coach
very much like
storyline.
Ken Tannock. My favorite
gosh.
Glee character.
Oh gosh.
Can I also say something just so the people who don't know the meme? I just realized I mentioned a meme that they might not understand. Like it might not like come off correctly. So the "I have a dick, so what?" That's not actually a quote. You should know that that's not. There's just a meme set of the girl like freaking out on him because like she turns around and goes, "I had boy parts, so what?" And like people have just slowly elevated it to that insanity. It's a meme.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's a meme that wasn't really said in the show. So if you go to look for the show,
No, you
just
really
type
didn't
that
say
meme
that.
in. I just thought, for some reason, I think I'm talking to people who not only have watched the show, but have seen the meme, and that might not be the case.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait, hold on. Let me mention that that's not really a quote.
Definitely
I mean,
over my head.
It definitely is a quote, but not actually from the show. It's from the meme the show has become, which is like everybody's seen a Freaks and Geeks meme before.
Yeah. Who would you say is the most famous person to come off this show?
I would go with Seth Rogen.
yeah, I
You
agree.
wouldn't go James Franco?
No. I'd go
Well,
with
yeah,
Seth
I feel
Rogen.
like Seth Rogen is more famous than James
Even
Franco now.
Jason Segel, I think, has a
Yeah.
bigger career than James Franco.
If we're talking about like the height of the career.
And it's
yeah.
funny because
Yeah.
Seth Rogen like is not even close to like he's one of the main characters, but he's not even like the top of the characters,
He's
you know?
honestly the worst character on
Yeah,
the show.
and he's not a good actor at all. And he just has like 3 lines a show, it feels like.
And the people who made this kind of made like a second show called Undeclared. If you guys liked this review we did,
heard that.
We'll also do Undeclared.
Is it
like
them in college?
It's not the same characters, but it's a college one, and it's like Seth Rogen's back, Jason Segal's back, all that stuff.
Okay.
Are they the characters that they are in here or no? You just said that. Yeah. Well, you said it's not all the characters, but Jason Segel and Seth Rogen are back. So I wasn't sure. I was just fucking clarifying. Sorry, you don't have to look at me like I'm fucking dumb. Hello? Is anybody there anymore?
How's it going?
Hello. Sorry, copyright.
Video struck.
I know.
Because it sounded so much like her.
Taken down.
They were like, that's definitely her.
God.
Excuse me. So I know that Seth Rogen is probably the most successful, but I just want to talk about Velma from Scooby-Doo. Linda.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Velma was my sexual awakening when she put on the orange.
Oh my God. That's such a good point. We literally review Scooby-Doo movies, and we didn't mention that in the past 2 weeks we reviewed 2 different things with fucking Velma
and
in
didn't
it.
mention Scooby-Doo.
Not once.
You have a Scooby-Doo banner behind you and a Scooby-Doo poster next to you.
And literally, it's been our identity for a year now that we're the Scooby-Doo people. And we didn't fucking consider that, Franny.
Yeah.
I
I like her in this kind of role better than Scooby-Doo, honestly.
Cancel the pod.
I know.
I can't believe you fucking said that out loud.
I like her in this kind of role.
I know, but we're the Scooby-Doo people.
I like Scooby-Doo. I'm just saying I think she's a better actress in this kind of role or like dead to me.
So you're saying you Scooby don't like her?
When they
I
open
Scooby-Doo
when
like
they open
her,
a new
actually.
when they open a new like Scooby-Doo attraction, they're not going to invite us anymore.
Wow.
Who's
Just
going to do
'cause
the
I said-
ribbon cutting ceremony?
Just because I said Linda Cardellini does better in other
Should have
roles
been me
than
and Joe
Velma.
Rogan.
God.
If you want to check out the pod, no, I'm just kidding. Another plug, like you can go to me. I'm terrible.
Who would you say you are? You're definitely Linda.
I'm Lindsay Weir.
Yeah,
100%.
you're definitely.
With who am I?
Jason Segal's character.
Or am I James Franco's character?
No, James
you're more
Franco's
Segal
character.
than Franco.
Dummy.
But I'm just telling you, you've got like, you're not as like doughboy as Segal is.
Maybe I'm Seth Rogen.
You're Seth Rogen and Jason Segal's characters combined.
This is the worst combination I've ever thought of. Just a fat, sad stoner.
My
That's
type.
horrible.
I'm the cheerleader who slams James Franco.
No, you know who you are? You're Millie.
Which one's Millie?
Millie's the mathlete friend that like comes under the stairs and is like trying to get her to like come back to
First of all, you can go to hell. Second of all, you can also go to hell, okay?
Who, me? I didn't say it.
I met Franny twice, okay?
Oh, okay.
Listen. I'm definitely the cheerleader.
I can.
I'm
We
not.
can have fun, and I won't drink. Jesus is my God. That's in episode 2, where she's all like, I'm gonna
She
have fun at
comes
this
to a
party, and I'm
party,
not gonna drink, and I'm still gonna have fun. And the whole time she's yelling at the drunk people, going, "See, I'm over here having more fun than you." And then at one point, she literally gets on the piano and sings "Jesus is the Lord" or some shit.
like, tell me that's not Cody.
And Jason Segal's character, who's me, runs over and starts singing it with her.
Like, tell me that's
That's
not you
me,
guys.
dude.
That's both of you.
That's why I
both of
said-
you at a party.
That's why I said that's me, though. Like, that's something I totally do.
That's both of you at a party.
I don't know if we're going to talk after this. Might need a break.
Somebody's parking in front of our trailer, even though they don't live here.
Always fucking do that. Let's stare at them. I know exactly who it is. It's that fucking Jeep.
I wonder if they could probably hear us, I bet.
Well, if you can hear me.
Are they cute? Sup?
Don't pick up Trailer Park Boys, Cody. What? You're just asking for heartbreak.
Cody, that's your next album.
You don't need any Kyles with their Monster Energy drinks, dude.
Cody, date one of the maintenance men in this neighborhood and then
Holy
make your
shit.
next album about
Date
it.
Methy Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
There's this dude who looks like if Edward stopped drinking animal blood and stopped drinking any kind of blood, that's what he looks like.
Sounds more like Franny's type.
And he sounds
Hey.
like a guy with a lisp, an aggressive one that's probably ruined his life.
Aww.
I think
Buddy.
you're conflating
That is
two
what
different
he's-
maintenance men.
Am
You're
I?
conflating Methy Arpats and
Yeah,
Lisp
do
guy.
all maintenance men look the same to you?
One of the guys, when I was like, He's like, hey, so what do you do for a job? I'm
That
like,
one's Lisp guy.
Lisp guy says, hey, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, see, I had a thing where you were going to figure out which guy it was, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
But it's fine. You already ruined the joke. So anyway, he goes, what do you do for a living? And I'm just like, oh, I'm a YouTuber. And he's like, what's your channel? And I go, a part of the podcast or whatever one I actually said. And the guy goes, oh, I'm a subscriber. I'm like, no, you're not.
Aww.
Don't you dare say it. There's no fucking way you are, bro.
You leave him alone.
But I didn't say that. I just said thank you. And
Why is there a monster truck rally going on next to us?
They won't be able to hear it.
Welcome to Ohio.
He asked me if I could take a picture with him
Oh,
because he's a fan. I didn't. Because I don't want to be on some weirdo's phone and then one day he realizes I'm not as famous as he thinks I am. And then he's like, that guy thought he was so famous he should take a picture with me. And then I'm just on some guy's fucking phone. He's like, this asshole thought he would be famous.
But what if he was genuinely like a fan?
He's not. There's no fucking way. The odds
he
of that
didn't
are
know
insane.
he didn't know what like the podcast was about.
All he said, I said the name of the
Wow.
channel. He's like, I'm a subscriber. That's what he said right after that. I'm like, you're a fucking liar.
Oh God.
So when's your album coming
yeah.
out? When's your album
All
about
right.
the Maintenance Man coming out?
Fuck, marry, kill
Oh gosh.
with the maintenance man. Fucks.
Yeah, we just line up the three maintenance men in our car. All right, fuck, marry, and kill. Pick. You're like, all right, everybody try to say this sentence. Peter? All right, that one's dead.
That was so mean. That was so mean. Okay.
Dude, I slur on this podcast all the time. I feel you guys.
I would fuck James Franco's character. I would.
These are children, right?
I know. I was like,
It's
can we
fine.
even do this?
I mean,
I'll fuck the little brother.
they're adult actors, all right.
Except the little brother.
We cannot include only in the kill part.
So now you're excluding people.
Only the children we can only kill.
Okay.
I would kill Millie.
Okay.
I'd definitely fuck Millie.
You'd fuck Millie?
Yeah.
I know,
Well.
baby.
I would fuck Millie because wouldn't that be fucked up to tell people if they
Yeah.
knew her? I fucked that chick. They're like, no way, the Jesus is the Lord girl? I'm like, yeah. I was her Lord at one point.
And then I think I would
The altar's her hips.
I think I would marry Lindsay's dad.
What? The fucking I had a friend who smoked marijuana once guy.
Yeah.
You need that, dude. He'd literally tell you how to do everything in your life. He would give you no control over
I'd kill
yourself.
him. I'd kill him shortly after.
You'd marry him and then kill him.
Never fuck him. Poor guy.
Not even one.
Poor guy. He left his
Never.
wife and kids for her.
I just married him and killed him for the money.
He's gonna get this young
It's
thing.
weird that he left his wife for his daughter. That's strange.
Anywho, somebody else go now.
So I fucked the little. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna leave the trans girl later in the show out of this conversation, even though
As you should.
It could be funny. It should be more insulting than anything. So
We've already made fun of people with a list.
I just want. I
We
was
cannot
gonna
continue on this
do it to hurt
problematic
Seth
train.
Rogen, not her.
Okay.
But I feel like I'll just kill Seth Rogen. Cool. I'll definitely marry Linda Cardinelli's character, Lindsay. I'd marry her.
You already are in real life. That's me. Anywho, I'm done being cringy. Sorry. Continue.
Anyway, and I don't know, man. I feel like I don't know. I guess I would stick with fucking that friend because I feel like that's like the best answer. There's nobody good to fuck here except for Linda Cardinelli, and I want to do that all the time. So I'm not gonna waste that and marry
Nice.
fucking James Franco or something.
Nice.
Yeah, think about this practically, guys.
Okay, thinking about it practically, I would murder Seth Rogen. I would slam James Franco and marry Jason Segel. Bam.
Alright. Cody, based off the pilot, are you planning on watching the rest of this?
No. Just based on like what you're talking about and the fact that like it doesn't end, it doesn't have an ending. What's the point?
I get that.
It's really awesome aesthetically,
Yeah.
Okay, but not everything's about aesthetics.
but some of it is.
Some things are, yeah. Not whether I watch a show though.
I don't know, man. I just think it's got a really nice vibe to it. It's something that you can just kind of pick up. It's very slice of life. It's just like a little endorphin. You know, just a little little one.
It's a little orphan.
All right.
A little serotonin for you.
We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with Code Lyoko.
Hey, looking for more content? Check out Crosscut Cinema, where me, Franny, and my friends review movies. Or check out a pilot podcast where we review TV pilots with recording artist CL Blue. Or hey, check out me hanging out with my friends on Average Joe Interviews. Socials and links are in the bio. Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, it's CL. I have an EP out now called Temple. It's a collection of songs I wrote when I was 18, and it's available on all streaming platforms, wherever you get your music.
So baby, look into my eyes. My body's a temple.
And we're back.
Whee! What are we talking about now?
Code Lyoko.
So I had a band.
Okay.
So I had a band, and we covered the outro song to Code Lyoko. I don't know what season it was.
Oh, that's cute.
But there's a song called "Break Away" by the Subdigitals, and it was made for the show, and we covered that song. So shout out to my old bandmates. I hope you guys are doing good. There you go.
That's so
Nice.
cute.
That was the story I was gonna tell before, but then it was Freaks and Geeks. I'm like, we don't have a song about Freaks and Geeks.
Oh.
Cody, are you going to read the wiki?
Yeah, Code Lyoko is a French animated television series created by Thomas Romain and Tania Palumbo and produced by Moonscoop Group. The series centers on a group of teenagers who travel to the virtual world of Lyoko to battle against a malignant artificial intelligence known as Xana. Sorry, screw me. Who threatens Earth with powers to access the real world and cause trouble. The scenes in the real world have been hand-drawn with backgrounds combined with 2D computer animations for characters and moving objects. The scenes in Lyoko are presented in 3D CGI animation.
This movie's insane when you're in
This
Minecraft.
show.
This show is insane when you're in Minecraft. Anyways, also, we didn't talk about...
Because it is like going into Minecraft.
Yeah, we didn't talk about
You're on
where
Minecraft,
to find
on Minecraft.
Freaks and Geeks. You can find that on Hulu. This one you can find on Netflix, right?
I think it's Netflix.
Yep. It's Netflix.
It's Netflix.
The boob tube. Logan, you showed me the show. Cody, have you heard of the show before?
I've definitely heard of this
I've never
show.
heard of the show before. Logan told me
It was
about
definitely like the it thing with the alt kids in high school. Like if you wore a lot of black and had nail polish on, you were probably watching this show.
And then it's so funny to juxtapose that with like Code Lyoko, like it's a really like upbeat show.
Yeah.
Like so it's so funny that it's considered to be so edge because I've never felt it to be edge.
I think just the way the characters look, like Yumi, definitely edgy.
Oh, I know. Trust
I was
me.
like,
That was like my dream girl.
Odd
dude.
is like
really?
When I was
edgy
a
and
kid,
kind
I
of
was
a
like, oh
furry.
yeah, I need like a chick who's definitely taller than me, who's like just like metal as fuck. I was like, that was the move back then.
I mean, everyone on this show needs bangs and to be barred from buying tweezers at Walgreens.
yeah. Especially Ulrich.
It's
That's
bad.
literally so true.
It's bad.
That's so fucking funny.
It's a very interesting art style.
It's
but-
a French show.
It definitely feels like it's not from American TV. It definitely
It's
feels
very
foreign.
Euro feeling.
Yeah.
The way they literally
Yeah.
go underground and break into an abandoned building, that's Euro as shit.
I'd honestly say Yumi, the character you like, is like the most American looking of the group.
Well, I don't know. She's more Bristol. Like it reminds me of Skins,
I could see that.
and it's just
Yeah.
it's just very Euro. Like she's really kind of like a she looks like a rave chick. She does.
Yeah.
Like a rave chick who likes Avril Lavigne unironically.
Oh, yeah. She reminds me of the girl who liked Avril Lavigne, but she wasn't at the rave. She was at the bookstore getting coffee and pretending to read YA fiction. I was like,
Pretending to read.
I feel like that's you.
I wish I could read.
I wish I could read.
I can't tell you what's happening with Edward because I can't see it.
Yeah, I'd never heard of the show. I entirely missed it.
the bangs that she needs, she gets them over her eyes, and that's
God.
why she can't see.
That's why she got rid of her bangs.
That's why she got rid of the bangs.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. The heads in the show are really shaped. I mean, they've got a lot of shape. They're a whole lot of head. But I think they did that to make the CG animation easier.
Yeah.
It's easier to get those features. As the show continues, it also improves.
Does it?
Yeah, like the show's animated. Like we just watched an episode. Like we skipped ahead really far.
It looks a lot better.
It looks a lot better, and then the CG
Especially
parts
the
of it.
3D stuff looks
way
better.
better.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit! Like it actually doesn't look half bad. But that first season, man. Oh, okay.
It looks like a nightmare in the 3D world.
I've noticed this thing, and I want to bring it to the world because I don't know if people realize it. But everything that happens in Lyoko, everyone makes sex noises the whole time.
100%. This is one of my comments.
Even when she
That's
enters
funny.
the building, she goes,
Oh, whenever she enters the towers, too.
"Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna find that clip."
It's like she enters the tower, and it's like the tower softcore. It's very interesting. Also,
Yeah.
have you noticed that this, like, the characters blush so often in this show?
Really? That's
It's
funny.
like whenever Yumi and Ulrich look at each other, they're like blushing, and it's like they knew the TikTok trend before it was happening. It was bad. It's very interesting art style, I'll say. Very interesting.
It also feels very Euro too, because like they're at a boarding school that people can also just go to during the day. Like, because Yumi's a day student.
Yeah, it also feels very. There's like a lot of nudity for this to be like a prepubescent Mega Man show.
Yeah, like
you know?
her Yumi's in like underwear in a scene, right? Or
Yeah,
is it,
literally.
Is it Sissy? I forget.
Whoever the bad, like the diva is.
Sissy.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Are you fucking kidding me?
That needs to be a soundbite.
I mean, let's play it one more time for you guys. Here, hold on. Here we go. That's how she sounds every episode. She goes, "Oh!" She's like always.
The voice acting, not it.
She's always around her like step sibling. You know what I mean?
Oh God. Disgusting.
Always looking at her through a webcam.
Oh, and the thing is too, when they're fighting too,
Yeah, it
it's
feels
always
icky.
like, oh.
It
Like, every
feels a
time.
little icky that like this dude in his room that's like kind of like a fucking pussy is just like
He's just like watching her the whole
Watching
time.
her, yeah.
Like, I can make you real
And it's
soon,
always just like,
baby.
so you're ready to get me out? He's like, not yet. You're still in my
I'm almost
plaything.
finished. I'm almost
You're
finished.
still
Hold
my
on.
plaything. No. But actually, so the idea of the show is that there's this dude, he's a bit of a nerd. He finds this Lyoko place, right?
online kind of.
Online,
right?
and then he finds that there's actually like a living being essentially within this that he's trying to like help escape. But she's being held there by this creature, maleficent force called Xana. And essentially that's the whole show is Xana starts fucking with them because they're trying to figure out how to get Aelita away. So he's like, I'm going to fucking come to your world since you're trying to fuck with mine.
Yeah.
And basically the show is building to, is he going to get Aelita out? And also if these characters, if somebody dies in the real world based on something that Xana does, it can't be undone. Like even if they roll back time, that person will still be dead. So the stakes are real in the real world as well as the game world, where if there's nobody to run the game outside of the game and you die within it, you don't come back.
Damn.
Interesting.
So
That's why the that's why the dude.
that's why the dude never goes in,
Yeah.
because he can run Lyoko. But
Right.
he put himself in the program, so that way when time does reset, he still remembers because he's a part of the program.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's why they always remember what happened, but none of the other characters do because they've never been to Lyoko.
And do they have like an origin story? Because for a first episode, this is very like they're just throwing you in.
Yeah, they don't really have much of an origin. The way that it kind of explains its origin is over time, Aelita gradually like recounts essentially. Like,
Okay.
you know, she's like, thank you for helping me. You know, when you came to the whatever world for the first time, I was blah, 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 blah. And it's
Okay.
basically exposition. My name is Aelita. I'm exposition. I'm just a plot element until eventually, hopefully, I'm set free.
Got it. Okay.
Pretty cool stuff. So he's figured out how to digitize somebody, but he doesn't know how to materialize someone yet, which is the whole goal. And once they materialize her, they're gonna shut down Lyoko.
Okay. This computer virus preys on teen girls. Have you noticed that?
Preys on, no, there's definitely
it do be praying.
I feel like, I know it's not meant to be, but I feel like it's a good metaphor for how the internet actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Just this thing online that is
and they all
obsessed
look
with,
kind of different when they go in line too.
Mm-hmm.
But sorry,
No,
this thing
you're
online-
right. Like online, no, you're right. But like you'll notice that he really preys on like the broken a lot of times, and a lot of times it's like these. It's near the school, so it's these low self-esteem girls.
Oh my god, we need to make our Code Lyoko alter egos.
Do we now? Okay.
Is there like a sim for that? Is there like
That
a game?
should be a fucking game,
Somebody make that a game. I would love that.
right?
You only saw, because you only watched the pilot, right?
I've only seen the pilot.
So you haven't seen the other ones, like
No, I've only seen Catboy.
yeah,
Oh,
love
Odd?
him. Odd,
Yeah.
who is like one of the first trans characters I can find in like a cartoon like
Also
this.
a furry.
Somewhat.
I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. He dresses like a cat, but he has a dog. Don't know why he picked dog if he's so into cats, but whatever.
Can we talk about how he did all of the fighting?
Well, yeah, because this was every episode it changes. Like they're very rarely all in there together because they need one person on the outside to protect the human world.
Well, I kind of just meant with him and Alita being there. You
Alita's useless. She's a fucking
it's like,
dumb cunt.
why
She's
wouldn't she do
useless.
anything?
She's just like a damsel in distress. Like,
That's annoying.
well, actually, you know what she really
Yeah.
is? She's the cleric, bro.
Even clerics have spells, dude.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, 'cause also
No,
like
no.
can't
No,
Alita not
they do.
die in?
Clerics are fucking useless by themselves. I don't care if they have spells or not. Alita does too. She can like throw rocks and shit. But you know what? That's basically what a cleric is. So it's just a cleric. That's all it is. She's just a cleric.
I could see it.
Yeah.
I
Not
can
much
see
of a
it.
paladin. We wish.
We wish.
We wish she was a paladin. Maybe she kind of turns paladin over time, you know?
Isn't it like a thing too? Like they can't have her die in Lyoko.
Yeah,
'Cause
or-
she'll die in
'cause
real-
she'll
like,
be actually dead.
die,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You die in the game, you die for real.
So have you seen the whole thing?
I mean, maybe.
Logan's probably seen a lot of it.
I've
right?
probably seen the whole thing, but I couldn't recount.
Okay.
Like, I just know certain elements that happen, certain characters do certain things, but I couldn't tell you, like, how it ended or anything. And also, for a cartoon show, this has 4 seasons. That's a lot for a cartoon
That's
show.
a lot for a
Yeah, it
cartoon.
aired
And
from
it's got, like,
03 to
97
07.
episodes.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that fucking nuts? Its last season has 30 episodes.
So basically the plot of the pilot, which we haven't really talked about, is
Oh, yeah. good
there's
point.
this news girl and she has a teddy bear, and Xana, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Xana.
Okay. Xana, the computer program, takes advantage of her being low and like inhabits her teddy bear, and the teddy bear starts wreaking havoc as like a Godzilla thing. Can we talk about how the gym teacher was like, I'm gonna fight a bear? Like, how is that a good idea?
A bear who's a master in kung fu.
It knows kung fu. It knows kung fu. Most bears do, probably.
I mean, you got to consider the bear lifestyle, you know?
Have you ever seen a bear fight? I haven't.
They must
There
be
could
so
be kung
fast
fu.
you can't see their punches.
Oh,
He's a master.
God.
Bears are so cute.
That's
This
like
bear
God's
is
cruel
not.
joke. It's like, here's one of the cutest animals. Also, if you touch it, it will probably maul you to death.
Yeah, like the little spot between their ears.
Oh my god, their little heads.
Yeah,
So
you just wanna pat them.
Jesus.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
But yeah, I mean, Code Lyoko is insane to look at, just because like you go from 2D animation to insane looking 3D animation that looks like a nightmare.
And it kind of makes things stand out that the fact that it's in 2 different animation styles. Like
It's cool.
it's not like people might think it's a gimmick, but it actually works really well.
It
Like I
does.
think it was an interesting way to differentiate the stakes in the world. Like it would look so fucking insane if Ulrich was swinging around a sword in the real world. Like like that would look fucked up. And in this like cartoon, in this like video game world, it makes more sense. It can actually like look reasonable.
Yeah.
Also, I like the way Xana's everything Xana related in Lyoko is like digital, but still very organic. Like they still have like organs and like skin and stuff, but they're also like metal balls. I always like the way they kind of mix that together. It's very like Matrixy.
Nice. I love
That's
that.
funny because this will be coming out around the time that we're doing Matrix on
Crosscut.
3CP.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Love that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any childhood like nostalgia attached to the show. Did you watch it at all, Cody?
No.
It just sounds like you knew people that
It was
watched
definitely like a thing that
It was
people talked
huge, man.
about
I
at
mean,
school.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never had any interest in it. Like, we used to go to anime conventions, and like people would look for the Code Lyoko stuff, and it's like it's not even an anime.
There's
I
also
literally never even heard of
the
it.
theme song's beat too. I mean, I remember that just like being in the general consciousness, like boom, 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 boom. I would literally sit with the boys. That theme song was lit. That was the lit theme song. We'd be sitting there with our dual discs on our arm, like bum 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 bum. Here we are, shining stars. Like that shit was fucking lit back then. And then so was the exit music. Like the music and that theme plays throughout the whole show, even without lyrics. That dun 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 dun. Like that's the travel theme. And one of the great things about the travel theme being in every episode, it gives it that sense of consistency. But they animate it every time, so there's individual differences. So it really feels like it's a new mission every time.
Yeah,
they could make it to where the traveling to the place is the same animation every time if they wanted, but they did it differently every time just for the sake of making it feel more real.
That's cool. I like that. Who would you say you are if you were one of these characters?
I don't know. I mean, who do you guys think I am?
Probably Ulrich, like you're like the leader of the group, you know? That makes sense.
I don't feel like you're fairly represented here.
No.
Dope.
Well, I mean, that is a compliment to be fair.
Yeah.
Some very quick characters.
Yeah, they're very crazy characters.
Who's the friend of the news anchor girl?
I know who you're talking about.
I feel like you would be like, yeah, I'm looking out for you. We shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I'm the fun police.
Yeah. Who would you say you are, Franny?
God, I don't know. I want Yumi's vibes always. But I don't know if I don't think these characters are very easily transferred to real people.
I also don't think I know enough about them.
Yeah.
I also
me
think
either.
like, you know, there's the Ulrich and whatever like romance, Ulrich and Yumi. That's always like the big background story.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess maybe to an extent, me and Franny are Yumi and Ulrich just because our relationship's similar to theirs.
Yeah.
But
That's also basically saying in every show we are the people in the relationship.
No. Like their relationship's similar to ours.
Oh,
like
okay.
their whole thing is like
it's like chill and low key.
it's chill, low key, and we like the same shit. That's why we hang out. That's
Yeah.
why we've been hanging out first.
Mm.
And
That makes sense.
it also is like the way they care for people together. Like a lot. Like as the show goes on, they get to be more together, and then everything's handled for them like it's a team effort.
That's
So I'm
very
like,
much
that's
us.
kind of us. Like
Yeah.
they like. It's not that we're not individuals, but we complement each other,
Yeah.
I agree.
and that's the way these two are. Ew, disgusting. Don't touch me.
Put my hand on his leg and he is repulsed.
Ew, stop it.
Who's Cody?
I
I'm
am.
about to get my answer.
I am.
I'm about to get my answer of who Cody is.
Yeah, you're Aelita. You definitely have damsel in distress vibes.
Why are you just burning me like this whole entire podcast?
No, everybody
No, you
wants
just
to protect you. You're the
dudes.
cleric.
You got dudes simping over you.
Yeah. You're the cleric. Everybody wants to protect you, but you take care of
Everybody's
everybody else.
simping for you, dude.
I don't know why. I was gonna say I was reporter girl because I would definitely be upset
Yeah.
if my teddy bear came to life.
Oh,
If
like,
Ulrich didn't go to the
no.
dance with you.
you're sissy. You're just too cool for them all.
No, I would never. I would never have evil monologue in my star jeans. Also, who wears star jeans to prom?
Also, her fucking
Yeah.
forehead is a 12 head, bro.
she needs the bang.
And she's got a Vegeta fucking whatever that.
the widow's peak.
The widow's
thing.
peak. She's got a Vegeta widow's peak,
She's
dude.
got a Vegeta.
God.
All those boys are trying to touch her Vegeta, dude.
God, shut up.
Except not
But, like,
Ulrich. Not Ulrich.
She's super
Not
into
Ulrich.
Ulrich. That's
Not
the only one
Ulrich.
She,
she
wants.
wishes. Oh gosh.
You and no, you're Ulrich and Cody. You have to be sissy because you're just trying to take him from me always.
That's not
That's a
true.
love
If anything,
triangle.
I'm taking you from him.
Oh,
No one's interested in me.
no, you're perfect.
That's not true. We
You're
had a conversation earlier with someone who texted you a lot. That
Oh shit. Let's not do that.
I know.
Who? Oh, I remember.
It's
Eh.
fine. It's fine. Also,
Eh,
Logan,
That
Anywho.
person's sissy.
that
Ooh.
and their significant other is definitely Alita. No. Also,
You're Xana. You're just the all-knowing
Yeah,
evil
what do we know
force.
about Xana? Spoilers.
Oh,
What do we know about Xana? Like, you've watched most of the show. A lot of the
I
show.
mean, like, what can I tell you? He's an evil fuck. I mean,
So
they
it's a
definitely
guy.
they've met him individually. I think he's like, dude, I could tell you wrong. There's this picture in like one of the seasons where it's like an old guy in the picture frame, and I think it's related to Xana.
So it's not a character that we know.
Ew, so
No.
it's an old guy preying on
upsetting.
these young girls.
No,
through
I can't
computers.
remember. Don't take me on that. I could totally be wrong. I just remember that being a thing.
Oh,
I
but
was
we
kind of
did-
hoping it was the headmaster.
We did accidentally get a spoiler. So Logan was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah,
this
yeah.
is totally like a show we don't have to watch." In like,
But it really usually is. Like, you could pick up any episode.
yeah, he was like, "You can watch whatever episode," and then he goes to like season 3, episode whatever, and
Wait, did we
Aelita's
say spoilers?
Yeah, I said
yeah,
spoilers.
and
at one
Aelita's
point.
just like out of Lyoko.
She got it spoiled for her like that. Like, yep, we got her out. No, but at one point, it's I think the plot leads somewhere because there's this girl that moves to their school who looks exactly like Aelita, and then I think from that they figure out something about Xana because they one day they're just at school with this girl, and Aelita's also off Lyoko for some reason, and they run into this girl and it looks exactly like Aelita, and they're like, "What the fuck, is it you?" And she's like, "Nah, fam, I don't know who you are."
Huh.
I don't remember what it led to, but I remember that.
Do they shut down the world?
No, because they're like, we're not sure it's her. She could be trapped somewhere in Code Lyoko.
Interesting. And yet she's just in the real world, and they're like,
But it
"So,
wasn't. It
friend."
wasn't her. It really wasn't.
Oh.
Somebody who made her, I think, based it off the girl.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I'm not entirely sure because I'm worthless and I didn't rewatch 4 seasons of Code Lyoko before. I didn't
Wow,
watch 97
Logan.
episodes. Before
Let
I-
us
How
down.
fucking dare you not
You
watch
let us
97
down. Why don't you
Why don't you
episodes of
just,
Code Lyoko?
just Google what happened to Xana in Code Lyoko. That'd be so much easier. What was your least favorite thing about the show? Because I feel like you didn't like it very much, so I want you to kind of trash it.
You mean Aelita in
I think the whole
Xana.
Xana.
Oh.
I think the whole thing that threw me off about it was just the art style. It was just like it's such a unique art style
Euro.
that I cannot take it seriously as a piece of content. But then I'm also like, look at me. How can you take this seriously as a piece of content?
There's a sequel called Evolution that's live action, by
That's
the way.
true.
I didn't
Oh,
know
that's
that.
awesome. I was just telling her they should make a live action one. Guys, if you want us to review the live action one, tell us. We'll actually watch it.
In the live action Evolution sequel,
Wait,
that's
wait,
all
wait.
That's all I can find out about.
Okay.
About
don't-
what
don't
happens
do
to
yeah,
Xana,
that.
don't
so
say
I'm not
anything
gonna do
then.
it. Yeah.
Hi, Tommy.
Just Google who was the girl that they thought was Aelita in Code Lyoko.
I don't think this is a coherent thing to Google.
I feel like
But
it's,
Google will generally find it even if you fumble fuck it.
why don't you just voice memo it? Just be like, Siri, what's up?
Yumi raises the point that Talia should. I don't know how to understand it. You no, you read it. I don't know these characters. I don't want to accidentally read the biggest spoiler.
There's this girl. Okay, so
Well, we're in the spoiler section.
the girl,
It's fine.
the girl who is named Talia or Talia is the girl who looks like Aelita. And
Okay.
Yumi's like, shouldn't she recognize us if she's really Aelita? And Jeremy like ignores it and suggests she may have lost her memory. So what he's saying is like, she doesn't remember who we are, but she's probably Aelita.
Oh,
And the girl's like, but she doesn't remember who we are, so she's probably fucking not.
interesting.
Seems pretty straightforward to me, but whatever.
He just has to hold out the hope, okay? I don't know.
Do you think if he knew he couldn't get Aelita out, that he'd start fucking the other chick? Because that could be problematic.
I mean, I think everything you just said was problematic. They're like 10.
No,
How old are they?
they're like 15.
Oh, how old is the like reporter kid? 'Cause
She's
she
in
looked-
like 6th grade or
she
some
looked
shit.
little.
Because it's a boarding school. Franny said we should have paired this with Zoe 101.
Right? Wouldn't that have been funny?
That's funny. I kind of love
Guys,
that.
let us know if you want us to do Zoe 101. I would love to.
Guys, let us know about anything.
Yeah, just talk to us. We're lonely.
Hello? Hello?
Are you still there?
So what you do to send the pictures, you go to your camera roll.
You leave my mom alone.
No, she's a sweet woman. I just thought that was hilarious.
Is she? I'm just kidding. She is. She's very kind.
Yes, she is. What are you looking at,
I
Franny?
was just looking at Code Lyoko stuff.
She's like, I'm gonna buy merch.
She's like, I wish there was a podcast you
Wow.
listen to tell you about
That's
Code Lyoko.
fucked. Aelita is older than all of them by like 10 years. She's 22.
Score.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
good
How
for
old is-
Jeremy.
How old is
No, I'm just kidding,
Aelita?
I'm kidding.
Aelita is technically the oldest one in the group,
Same.
chronologically being 22 years old at the start of the series. But due to her stay in Lyoko, she has biologically remained the age of 12 for the last 10 years.
Same.
Wow.
they're 12? So then-
mentally, Aelita.
You know what? That was a French translation. I'm sure they're a lot younger in the French show,
But they're older.
but they're
like,
older
in the American version.
translation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. 'Cause
Well, that makes sense because prom.
Yeah,
No 12-year-old
exactly.
goes to prom.
no 12-year-old goes to prom.
I don't think it was supposed to be prom. Like, I think that's a translation thing too.
But listen,
Isn't that like what we just said, though?
Yeah. You know what?
again,
I
who
was
wears
just
jeans to
processing.
prom? That's what I want to know.
And then beauty queen, prom beauty queen instead of
It's Justin
prom
Timberlake
queen.
and Britney Spears. Speaking of
Yes.
Zoe 101, they wear jeans to the prom.
Anywho,
They're not a good couple to talk about anymore.
Well, they wear jeans.
I know. He wore fucking ramen. He's not exactly the guy to look to for fashion advice.
I don't think we can do a fuck, marry, kill
love
since
ramen.
they are children. Right?
I mean, solid.
I
bet.
mean, we can only do it with Aelita because she's 22. So,
which one would you do?
and the adults in the show, the fucking
Except
headmaster.
she looks like she's 12. So if you say
Yeah.
anything,
yeah. I feel like we can't do it.
Look, honestly, I just want to say, I know we're like being really incoherent right now, but if you're in Minecraft and you're watching this show, it is a great watch. It is like just engaging enough, but not too confusing. Really
Yeah.
interesting to look at.
Or just a
The whole
fun
show
show
is
in general.
interesting to look at.
Mm-hmm.
agreed. Very interesting.
It's definitely a childhood favorite of mine.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have liked it a lot if I would have found it as a child. But I mean, I like it now enough.
Apparently, I didn't care to watch it when I was a child, so I guess not.
Do you plan on watching it now, Cody?
No.
I'll probably watch it every once in a while.
Well, if we have to watch the live action stuff,
Yeah.
you're probably going to watch that.
Okay, I'll watch it for the podcast.
Exactly. We're going to do a full spoiler review of Code Lyoko. We're a Code Lyoko podcast now.
Yes. We go through every episode of Code Lyoko.
Pod Lyoko.
If we
Pod
forced,
Lyoko.
if we forced a change to make it Pod Lyoko right now,
How many of you would jump ship? All of you.
would you, Cody, leave?
Oh, yes.
Really? Even with
You
the
came
clout?
up with the name Pod Lyoko, Cody.
Hi, my name's Cody Lyoko, and I want to be disassociated from this. I would never want to do that.
not
Ever.
even at our current clout rating right now. Like, you'd just walk away.
I don't care about clout. We've had this conversation.
But like, okay, whatever. Cool.
You.
Cool.
I don't do anything I don't
My
like.
dreams are dead.
I don't do anything I don't like. I'm sorry. The end. If you guys like this podcast, thank you. Please subscribe.
Yeah, please.
It's a mess.
What do you mean?
We're a mess.
We're not a mess. We're doing fantastic.
I am. Are you gonna hit me? What are you
What
doing?
are you doing?
What are you doing?
Hit that. The sound bite.
The
But
loud-
he's
Turn
got
the
all
volume
the...
up.
Oh, that's sad. A pilot podcast. Wow, there's cats. Twitter.com/a pilot podcast.
Oh, are the cats fucking outside
Yeah,
again?
Yeah.
One of the two. That are fighting.
Yes.
Twitter.com/a pilot
One was
podcast.
fucking and one wasn't. I'm like, that's horrible.
Instagram.com/a pilot podcast. And follow us on all social medias.
All right, guys. We're gonna shoot
Wait,
this.
is this really how we're gonna do it? Are you not gonna be like where you can find us at?
Well,
We're
yeah,
gonna-
we're gonna
wrap it
do
up.
our outro.
Okay, go ahead.
So if you liked us on this podcast, Logan and I also have another podcast where we review movies. Fuck Cody, he's not in it.
Wow. There's a lot of hate towards me today.
No, I love you, Cody.
Incorrect.
It's called Crosscut Cinema, youtube.com/Crosscut Cinema. We review movies, full spoiler review. We also have a pop star in our presence.
Where? No. Hi, I'm CL. I have an EP. It's called Temple. It's out on all streaming platforms. Follow me on social media. Sup, G's.
And then also you can find us twitter.com/a pilot podcast. You can email us at pilotpodcast@gmail.com.
And go to my personal YouTube channel, youtube.com/Logan Tyler, to get clips and other podcasts I do because you guys love me.
Please subscribe. We love you. Bye, guys.